Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be doing this video because it's been put on hold for such a long time because I'm lazy. But today I'm not. I'm in such a great mood and I'm so excited to be doing this. As you can tell from the title, I'm going to be doing what I eat in a day. So yeah, I'm going to show you everything what I eat from breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks in between, and whatnot. Also, I just want to add a little disclaimer. In no way, shape, or form am I a professional nutritionalist. Everything that I say in this video, please take it with a grain of salt. I have no education in the nutrition industry. This has just been a very highly requested video. This is what I eat in a day. Just because it works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. This has been working for me literally for so long now. This is literally what I eat Monday to Friday. And on the weekends, it kind of changes up. Sometimes I'll get like sashimi or sushi, Uber Eats if I don't have what I'm going to be cooking today. Anyway, let's get into breakfast because I am starving. All right, so with my breakfast, I go to the gym Monday to Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, did I really just have to clarify that? Wow, I'm just like, wow. And I do weight training at the gym and it's mixed in with a little bit of cardio. So when I wake up, I like to have a little bit of, I need to eat before I go to the gym. Some people don't, but when I'm doing like heavy weights and shit, like I feel like I need to eat something before the gym. I eat at least an hour and a half to 2 hours before I even go to the gym. Wouldn't recommend eating straight before you go to the gym. No, you need to let everything settle, in my opinion. By the way, guys, some of this video is going to be voiceover and some of it's going to be me talking here just because what I'm cooking of sounds and microphones and whatnot. So I hope that's okay. So for breakfast, what I like to have is alrighty guys, so we're first starting off with some gluten-free mega grain bread. I just like to have this type of bread and I just stick it in the freezer and yeah, I just pop that in the toaster. Then while I'm waiting for my toast to cook, I always have a ginger and turmeric shot. A lot of you ask where I get these from. Every single time I post about it, you can get them from a majority of health food stores. Just have a bit of a Google and you'll be able to find them, I promise. Next, we're gonna be taking some avocado, some John West chana, some feta cheese in marinade, and a lemon. Then what I like to do is I just kind of like cut up the avocado and then just kind of mash it. I mean, you can do this in a bowl, but it's like saving using a bowl. So I just kind of do it in there. And then I just take the John West tuna and drain out a little bit of the oil, not all of it. I just kind of chop up the feta, and then once my toast is done, this toast takes like 10 minutes to cook because it's so thick. I just kind of spoon on the avocado and kind of spread it around the toast. What I really love about avocado is that it's a healthy fat, so in my opinion, having half a day is totally fine. And it's also really high in potassium too, which is super, super good. Then I'm just chucking the tuna on top, which tuna is of course full of protein with almost no fat. So yeah, I'm just chucking that on top and chucking on the feta Jenna. And then I'm just taking this little device and squeezing out some lemon. I can't have this toast without lemon, you guys. Like, it's so important, especially salt and pepper. Like, it is a must. There we have it, Bindi. It is literally the best breakfast ever, and it is perfect for me right before I have gym. I'm just like, oh, it's just that good. So as soon as I come home from gym, I always like to have a protein shake. Sometimes I'm pretty lazy with it, sometimes I'm not. I just like to mix a little bit of protein powder with either some almond milk and water. Sometimes I'll just have water and sometimes I'll just have almond milk. It really depends on how I'm feeling. I'm testing out all different types of protein powders at the moment. So this is the one that my naturopath gave me, but I am playing with a lot, like literally so many to see what I like the best. Then I just chuck on the lid, give her a big old shaky, 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 Bindi, and then we are done and we have a sip. Okay, I know some of you guys are just looking at that being like, yuck, that looks disgusting, but trust me, it doesn't taste bad at all. First of all, I'm just going to be taking some red chili. Chili is really good to fight inflammation and boost your immunity, so I'm adding quite a lot of that into this. Next up, we have some ginger. It is, yet again, an anti-inflammatory, and it tends to settle the stomach, same with garlic, so I like to add that into my stir fry as well. I would always prefer fresh ginger and garlic over like something out of a can. Just my personal opinion. I'm then just slicing up the red chilies like as finely as I can. Well, not really that finely, like I ain't no chef, but you know, I'm just chucking that all in together because that's gonna go in at the same time. Then I'm just out in my garden, as you can see here, just cutting out some basil, some parsley, coriander, bullshit wank, whatever it is. And then I'm just gonna come back inside, wash that off and then dry it off and then just start picking off the fucking mint leaves and then just go straight to town and chop the shit all up. And then I'm gonna be putting that in a separate little bowl, Bindi. Wow, voiceovers for me, just not that great. As y'all can see, it's pretty straightforward what I'm doing. Just, as I said before, chopping her up and then sticking her right in that little jar. Sped that up there, because... oh no, that wasn't sped up, that's just my talent. Thank you. I'm just popping that into a little separate thing, and then I'm gonna be taking some onions, chopping off the ends of them, cutting them down the middle. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Just taking off the outer layer of the onion, and then I'm just slicing those up. Until they're all sliced up, Bindi. Who else hates cutting onions? I literally used to wear goggles when I was younger. I used to wear like swimming goggles. I'm taking some Chinese greens. Wow, broccoli, bok choy, asparagus, snow peas. Oh my god. I feel like if I try and re-record these voiceovers, they just come across so fake. So I just kind of just go with the first take. I'm then just cutting off all the edges of the greens, and I'm just chopping that all up and then putting it into a separate bowl. Alright, Bindi, it is now time to focus. I'm taking some zucchinis. I kind of just took whatever vegetables that I had in my fridge lying around and just kind of threw them all in. I didn't have any carrots, that's why there's no carrots, Bindi, and I couldn't be fucked going down the street to get some carrots. So I'm just chopping up that zucchini and chucking her in a separate little container there. Then I'm just taking the asparagus. My parents always taught me to cut at the bottom where the knife glides through, because then it's not like tough to eat or anything like that. Don't know if that's true, but that's just what I've always gone by. Then I'm just cutting off the broccoli and just got some little broccoli florets going on there. If there's any ones that are too big, I'm just kind of chopping them in half. And yeah, as you can see, don't waste that stem. You don't want to waste that stem, you chop that shit up. And it actually doesn't taste bad too. It's just like crunchy, like broccoli stem. Anyway, then I'm just taking my snow peas and I'm lining them all up, because fuck doing one by one. Ain't nobody got time for that. And then I just chuck them into that bowl that's just on the left there. Ooh, yummy, fresh veggies, love that. Then just taking mushrooms, also known as ears. I've got a friend that refers to mushrooms as ears because apparently they taste like ears. So congratulations, next time you try mushrooms, all you're gonna think of is ears. Now it's time to cook it all up. I'm taking some organic Australian virgin olive oil and chucking that in the wok box, and then I'm chucking in the onion and letting that brown up a little bit before I go in with me other shit. Once that's like nicely browned up, I just let it cook for quite a while before it starts burning. I then just chuck in the garlic, ginger, and chili that I prepared earlier. Look at me being a little chef. Just mixing that around. You may need to a little bit add to, honestly, I had to stop there because my starter just got insane. What I was saying is you need to add a little bit more oil because the ginger might burn. So I just add a little bit more. Then I'm chucking in the mushrooms and the zucchini. I'm frying that off just a little bit, not too much, because that ginger in there is actually burning, which is, I don't know if it's because I've got a shit wok or just because I just don't know what I'm doing. Just giving that a bit of a stir until it's kind of fried a little bit. And then I'll just kind of let that sit there for a bit. And then I'll chuck in my herbs from the garden and then all the greens. Now, I didn't realize that I actually had prepared so many greens, so it didn't really fit in the wok. So greens tend to kind of like shrink down as they cook. So if this happens to you, don't stress, you'll be fine. Then I'm just adding some water. This is gonna act as like a sauce. I remember when I added this, when I was cooking this for my sister a long time ago, she was like, it's a stir fry, not a stir boil. I'm like, bitch, you need to cook the veggies like a little bit, calm down. So I'm just kind of sitting that in there and then popping on a universal lid. As you can see, I'm struggling to get that on there because I kind of want to steam those veggies a little bit just so they're cooked like a little bit steamed and a little bit crunchy at the same time. So then I'm just stirring that all up, Bindi. Stirring it up. And then I'm going in with my sauces. I got sweet chili sauce. I got some sweet soy sauce. I have got some oyster sauce. And then I have got some fish sauce. And some honey, just for a little bit of sweetness. Not necessary, but I love it. Corn flour, I'm just gonna be making a bit of a liquid to kind of thicken up the sauce. So I kind of put 3 tablespoons of corn flour in a glass and mix it with a little bit of water. This reminds me when I used to make slime when I was a kid, but this acts as like a thickener to like thicken the sauce so it's not like all watery. As you can see here, I'm just giving it a bit more of a stir, taking off the lid, and then I'm still stirring it. Fantastic. Fantastic. I'm kind of making like a bit of a well at the side there, and then I'm just going to start chucking in all of my sauces. I put way too much of that in, well aware of that. Chucking in all of my sauces, they kind of just melt away. And just chucking in the oyster sauce there. We had a bit of an overload, as you'll see in about 3, 2, 1. There we go. Too much. That's all right. Bit of soy sauce in there too, Bindi. And then just a little bit of honey. As I said, I like to add that for sweetness. And yeah, just chucking that right in there, giving it a bit of a stir up. And then what I'll do is I'll just go straight in with that corn flour mixture. And I had a lot of water in there. I don't normally put that much in. It's just because I had so many greens. I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just kind of stirring that up. Make sure you don't add too much. If you need to add more, you can, but if you add too much, it will go gluggy and it will turn into like this foul, like gluggy paste. Trust me, you don't want that. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Giving that a bit more of a stir. As you can see, it's nice and fun. Now I'm just taking my air fryer and some vegetarian falafels. So I'm just gonna be popping them in my air fryer. I like to cook them on about 200 degrees in this air fryer for 20 minutes, I think it is. And it cooks them perfectly all the way through, because I hate a non-cooked falafel. Foul. Nobody wants that. So I have about 6 of these. And then what I like to do is just mix some of that stir fry that I prepared earlier with those falafels. So I've got like protein, and then I think falafel's protein. See what I mean? This is why I had a disclaimer at the start. Don't listen to anything that I say. And then I'm just chucking that with the stir fried vegetables, and there we have my lunch. I know it looks kind of foul, but trust me, it tastes great. All right, moving on to dinner. I'm just taking my rice cooker. These are literally the best. I just take some jasmine rice and I'm putting in 2 cups of rice, and then I put in 3 cups of water. That is like the ratio for this specific rice cooker. And it literally cooks in about 20 minutes. It's literally the best thing ever. Your rice is so fluffy and nice, and it doesn't go gluggy, which I really do appreciate, because gluggy, foul, thick rice is not wanted here. Look at that. Fluffy rice, complete. There you go. Good old Sunbeam. Very impressed. I just keep that on keep warm while I am preparing this snapper. I bought this from the fish market, and I just like to fry that up in a separate pan and cook it until it's cooked all the way through, and just kind of let it brown up there. Kind of takes a while to cook fish sometimes. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just very impatient. Then what I'm going to be doing is taking some of that stir fry that I prepared earlier and mixing that in with that snapper. And then the rest is history. It's pretty blatantly obvious what I'm going to do from here. I just take that and then... Well, we're not there yet, are we? We're still fucking stirring it. Jeez. These voiceovers, I tell you what. There we go. There's my rice. There she is. All right. And then I'm just going to be mixing all that. I was like, this is going to be way too much food for me. Like, I'm not going to eat all this. I ate every single bit of it. I was so freaking hungry. And there we have it, you guys. That is my dinner all done. Kind of looks like shit, but it doesn't taste like shit. For my snacks, I kind of just like to have either some kale chips or some nuts, cashews, or if I have a sweet tooth, I'll have some carob chocolate. There's the ingredients for those who are interested. So there we have it, you guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a massive thumbs up. And if you have any more video requests that you want to see me do, it can be about anything, food challenges, food in general, snacks that I make by myself, like the kale chips, for example, just smoothies, anything like that. Obviously this isn't what I have every single week, but this is what I would normally eat for the week. So if you guys want me to do another one, changing it up, just let me know in the comments below. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in my next video. Mwah.